आपको ये मौका मिले कि आप रावणा का रोल प्ले करें या फिर रामा का, विच रोल वुड यू प्रीफर एंड व्हाई?
For me, Ravan is not negative. He is 100% positive.
रावणा की जो 10 हेड्स हैं, उसका प्रतिबिंब क्या है?
If you see from the negative perspective, you will say, okay, it's greed, blah, anger, and this and this. But if you see from the positive, he has a wisdom of 10 knowledges. So stop seeing that he's a villain, he's a negative character. What can I learn from them? Is there a Ravan within me?
तो अगर हमारे अंदर एक रावणा है, हाउ डू वी डिपिक्ट इट एंड उसको हम कैसे पॉजिटिवाइज करें?
You're a positive human being when you can balance all these negativity and positivity. When you get real moksha, when negativity and positivity is zero, is when you go with God.
That is a 10 head which was given by the Brahma to Ravana and he uses overpowering it, so he lost.
Ravan never lost. He knew that if he has to have a better life in future, Ravan knew that because of his 10 heads of wisdom, which people can call it whatever it is, Ravan knew that only if a God himself comes and kills me, I can get to the next level of life.
So how do I find that मेरे अंदर का जो रावणा है उसका इंटेलेक्चुअलिटी कितना है एंड मेरा राम का इंटेलेक्चुअल इतना बढ़ाना है ताकि आई कैन डिफेंड माई इंटेलेक्चुअलिटी एंड हैव पॉजिटिव इनबैलेंस? वेलकम टू मैनिफेस्ट विद विजय। आज हम एक्सप्लोर करने वाले हैं एक कैरेक्टर को जिसके पास 10 सिर थे, दी रावणा। लेकिन ये सिर्फ एक विलन की कहानी नहीं है, ये एक सिंबल है हमारी अंदर की 10 कन्फ्लिक्टिंग इमोशन, डिजायर, ईगो और ओवर थिंकिंग का। क्या रावणा सिर्फ एक पुरानी कहानी का किरदार था या हर इंसान के अंदर छुपा एक साइकोलॉजिकल रियलिटी? ये एपिसोड एक माइथोलॉजिकल स्टोरी नहीं है बल्कि एक डीप सेल्फ रिफ्लेक्शन जर्नी है। तो तैयार हो जाइए एक माइंड ओपनिंग कन्वर्सेशन के लिए। तो इसके लिए हमारे साथ आज हैं मिस्टर दिक परासनी। सो लेट्स वेलकम टू मिस्टर दिक परासनी। वेलकम टू मैनिफेस्ट विद विजय।
Thank you, Bijay.
दिक सर, गिवन अ चांस इन अ बुक और इन अ कॉन्टेक्स्ट, आपको ये मौका मिले कि आप रावणा का रोल प्ले करें या फिर रामा का, विच रोल वुड यू प्रीफर एंड व्हाई?
I would obviously take Rama. There's no second thoughts to it, right? Because Rama was the example of how a man should take a certain actions based on each scenarios and how it was properly taken from a positive perspective. Ravan, on the other hand, had its positivity, but that, when you over positivize the whole thing, it becomes negative also. Anything what you overdo, even positive things, becomes negative. Over love, over care, over greed, everything. See, everything to a limit is positive. Anger also, to a limit, it's positive. But when you start crossing the line, that's when it's. So Ravan, what happened? He tended to cross. Rama stayed within the limit. So that's why I would choose Rama, because he did everything in balance. But Ravan crossed it. That's the only difference. There was anger in Rama also, that he took my wife. But Ravan's over. So whenever you over, you become Ravan. When you're in balance, you're Rama. The question is why I choose Rama. It's simple. When you want a positive life, as I believe life is all positive, negativity doesn't exist. For me, Raman is not negative. He is 100% positive. But over. He was in balance. So that's why I choose Rama.
So then now let's explore Ravana itself. रावणा एक विलेन भी था, स्कॉलर भी था, नॉलेजेबल एंड सेवा का भक्त भी था। बट एज यू सेड ही हैज 10 हेड्स। तो मुझे एक चीज कॉन्टेक्स्ट में बताएं कि रावणा की जो 10 हेड्स हैं उसका प्रतिबिंब क्या है? व्हाट डज इट सिंबलाइज?
10 head could mean for different people different ways, right? If you see from the negative perspective, you will say, okay, it's greed, blah, anger, and this and this. But if you see from the positive, he has a wisdom of 10 knowledges. You can see from that point of view also. So what you have to do is, what can I learn from Ravan? He becomes your guru. What can I learn from Rama? He becomes a guru. So stop seeing he's a bad guy. Ravan can never be called a villain because it was a strategically planned script or a play which was played by Rama and Ravan. Sometimes I feel Ravan and Rama already discussed before coming to this world that these are the things you had to do, these are the things I had to do, because human beings can get Ramayana. So for us, it's not Ravan is a villain. For us, what can I learn from Ravan? So that way, for every each human being, Ravan is positive because he's teaching you something. And anyone who teaches you something is your guru. So stop seeing that he's a villain, he's a negative character. What can I learn from them? Is there a Ravan within me? Is there a Ram within me? Everyone who's born in this world is because he has a negative perspective in life. When you do a positive karma or a negative karma, that karma is what gives you birth. So everyone is born with Rama and Ravan with them. But it's their choice. They choose the Ravan's path, Rama's path. That's you have a complete free will to choose that. But the question here is Ravan negative? Is he a villain? My thing is, he was never a villain. He was never negative. It is just a teacher for us. What we need to do when Ravan's situation, we are put in a Ravan situation. Whatever he did, don't do that. That's what I'm saying. A good teacher tells you how to be a good teacher, and a bad teacher tells you how not to be a bad teacher. Both are teaching you how to be a good teacher. Then how can I say Ravan is negative?
So, as you said, Ravana is a guru. But if I say in this way, करंट स्टेट पे लोग जैसे ही देखते हैं रामा और रावणा, द आइडियोलॉजी इज देयर. तो अगर हमारे अंदर एक रावणा है, हाउ डू वी डिपिक्ट इट एंड उसको हम कैसे पॉजिटिवाइज करें? बिकॉज इन अ कंटेक्स्ट दैट आई नो इज रावणा विलियन, इट इज बिन देयर, तो उसको मैं कैसे डिकोड करूं?
See, first of all, you got to find out what are the bad characters of Ravan. Like, for example, greed. He wanted more. He wanted more. He always wanted more. Why he wanted more, even he doesn't know. All he knows that I want the whole thing. Right? Human beings are like that also. यार, you want to live किसी और का जिंदगी जीना है आपको. Whenever आप किसी और का जिंदगी जी रहा है, that is greed. That is more than what you want. You are living that greedy thing. Now, everyone, I have a car. My friend has 2 cars. I also want a car. There you become Ravan. यार मुझे आप ही एक ही गाड़ी चाहिए ये डिस्टेंस खत्म करने के लिए. बट व्हाट यू आर ट्राइंग टू डू, नहीं मुझे 2 गाड़ी. क्यों? उसका पास है. सो व्हेनेवर यू आर doing something which is not in your limit and over and above, when the greed steps in, then Rama has to come to destroy. Right? So what I'm trying to make you understand here is that is whatever we do in life, if you are going over and above, or if you are anything, see, anger. Ravan had heavy anger, right? So now anger to a certain limit, a mother showing the anger to a child who's doing wrong within the limit is Ram. On the other hand, mother had a fight with his husband. That anger she's transferring to the baby is Ravan. Both are anger, but one is Rama's anger and one is Ravan's anger. So that way, within each context of whatever negativity you're picking on Ravan, you will see at one angle, it will be there in Ram, but in balanced approach. Because as human beings, you're a positive human being when you can balance all these negativity and positivity. When you get real moksha, when negativity and positivity is zero, is when you go with God. Now, if your negativity is more, you get a lower birth. If your positivity is high, you get a higher birth. When you get to God, when you have no negativity and no positivity, that is when life is all positive, that is when you actually go towards God.
एक साइड पे नॉलेज, दूसरी तरफ डिजायर.
Okay.
तो इंसान की एक कॉन्फ्लिक्ट फितरत है. हाउ डू यू डिकोड इट?
See, let's keep desire out because that's a complete different concept. Let's go to knowledge. Knowledge have 3 sections. One is information, then you have knowledge, and then you have wisdom. What is information? Anything what comes into your 5 senses, you take it into your brain or your mind is information. It can be negative, it can be positive, it can be, emotional, it could be any factor. Watching TV, everything is information. Reading newspaper, talking to you, everything is information coming in. That's one part. There, you're not Ravan, you're not. But if you take a lot of negative information in, slowly move towards Ravan. If you take positive information in, you slowly move towards Ravan. Now, the other concept is, do I have the wisdom or the knowledge to filter this out? Because you can't, because when information is coming, it's coming. It doesn't filter. But then what happens is, when you get this information, it has a negative impact onto you or a positive impact to you. That is when you slowly build up the knowledge on that. Right? After watching a horror movie, I feel fearful for the next 3 days. So that is that information filtering it into your system and bringing fear. So that makes you an understanding that I shouldn't be watching horror movie because I'm living with Ravan for the next 3 days. So you have the knowledge. Now, when do knowledge becomes wisdom? When you take actions. right? When you take actions is when slowly you get experience. When knowledge and experience comes together, you have the wisdom and that you can share to the world, right? So that's knowledge part. So what I'm trying to tell you here is when you are taking information in, have the power to filter it, because if you don't properly filter it, you slowly move towards power. Second thing, when the information comes in, you digest the concept based on the previous informations which you have. See, as I said, mind cannot think anything new. Mind can only think what it already knows, right? So give it good things to think, so you become Naram. Give it bad things to think, you become Ravan. So that is the knowledge perspective. Now you talked about desire. Every human being, if he has to be alive, he needs a desire. Desire के बगैर आदमी जिंदा नहीं जी सकता. And many great saints say control desire. यार नहीं होता. That is for saints to do. हम तो एक simple human beings हैं. You need desire. Now even saint also, they're praying to God for what? For higher power. That's desire, no? But they will say desire sub. Either you have a spiritual desire or you are having a materialist desire. Both are desire. One is on a spiritual side, but as long as you desire, you are staying as a human being. So what you got to understand about desire is, over desire is when the problem starts. Which is, मुझे ये तो मिल सकता हूँ, but I want more than this. That is the problem with Ravan. He had an over desire. He had that over requirement of more than what he had a wife, but he wants Sita also. Over desire, right? He had a good kingdom. No, I want to take over the world. But Rama, what? I had my wife. I want my wife back. I have my kingdom, but I want to do a bigger cause. So I left my kingdom, but when time comes, I will get my kingdom. So that is a simple concept about knowledge and the desire.
In both the context, you said the filterization.
Yes.
Right. But how do we do the filterization?
How do you do the filterization is based on the experience. Based on the experience, meaning when something hits you, yeah, if it's negative, learn from it, no? But आप क्या करेंगे? किसी और को blame करेंगे. So जब तक आप किसी और को blame करेंगे, you will never experience. यार उसने मुझे मारा, यार आप मुझे क्यों मारा? कुछ मैंने गलती किया, सुधारो, वो मारेगा नहीं. But नहीं उसने मुझे मारा, वही मेरा problem है. Then you become Ravan. अरे इसने मुझे मारा, क्यों मारा? कुछ तो गलती में किया होगा, मैं सुधरता हूँ और देखता हूँ, वह बाद में मुझे मारने वाला है नहीं. So when you start seeing it from a learning perspective, from a negative experience, the negative also becomes positive. So every hit is Ram's hit only, trying to challenge the Ravan within you. So when the Ravan is challenged within you, go and take the right action and takes Rama's side and not Ravan's side. So any information comes in, how do you filter it? How did it create an emotional fluctuation into your mind? Did it give you a negative vibe? Did it give you a bad feeling? Did it trigger your emotions? Like people watch the news. Half the time people are being killed and raped and harassment and all that. The more you see, can you think good? No. So when you see a scene, yari, get out of it. Close your ears, close your eyes. But nahi, enjoy karna hai. So when jab aap enjoy karenge, you end your joy. That is Ravan. And why do you need enjoyment? कोई stress होगा जिंदगी में, वो बोलना है, इसलिए आपको enjoyment चाहिए. But that enjoyment is ending your joy further on, क्योंकि आप कोई और problem you're running away from.
Current modernization civilization. उस टाइम में जो 10 हेड थे, conflicting थे, क्या वो सेम चीज यहाँ पे भी अप्लाई होता है? We all human have 10 heads. That is in context of 10 different emotions or different conflicting personalities, which resonated, that buddhi, intellect, ahankara, that is ego, right? Then chita, will, and krodha, anger, and kama is lust, and manas is mind, and moha, attachment or delusion, or lova is greed, that you just spoken about, and mada, that is pride, and matsasya, that is envy.
Correct.
So if I say in Ramayana, that is a 10 head which was given by the Brahma to Ravana, and he uses overpowering it, so he lost, right? And Rama was also
hold on. First of all, Ravan didn't lose. Ravan never lost. He knew that if he has to have a better life in future, Ravan knew that because of his 10 heads of wisdom, which people can call it whatever it is, Ravan knew that only if a god himself comes and kills me, I can get to the next level of life.
So in that
Is it a victory or is it a loss?
in modern time, then should I be going to search for a god who can kill me and I get a very good life in next generation?
Very, very good question. So, first of all, what you got to understand here is negativity and positivity are always equal in this world. Like, for example, negative and positivity. Let's shift it a little more up. You have devas and you have asuras. The quantity of asuras are more, but the quantity of devas are less. But what you got to understand here is their quality is the same. So, if there is 10 devas, they are equal to 1,000 or 10,000 asuras. The balance is still the same. So what you got to understand is Asuras are also working for their own plan. Devas are also working on their plan so that human beings like us can learn from them. Stop seeing them, someone is losing, someone is winning. All it is, he lost why. And what is the why behind his loss? And how is he gaining from it? Because every Asura who was killed by God are getting a next better life. So my understanding, Ravan with all these wisdom has figured out that the only way I can get out of this is create so much of noise so that the god comes on board and go and pick his most favorite stuff, which is Lakshmi Mata in the form of Sita. So then he will come and destroy me in some way. So I will take to the next better life.
Fair enough, but how does resonating into modern civilization?
See, modern life is also simple, right? So, for example, what are the bad guys doing? They're just making the weaker guy stronger. Right? So you have, think a big gunda or whatever, it's simple. Like Ravana is like gunda, for example. When the gunda hits, the weak person is going to work on being strong. So the gundas are there so that the weak people get more stronger. The weak people get more God belief. The weak people get more, strength or to fight that battle because they think that they have that capacity to fight it. So if you naturally look at it physically, Ravan was much more bigger. Rama was small. There are many gundas who's much more bigger and a weaker person, but still with the right strategy, with the right plan, with the right team, you can still destroy Rama. So what is being taught, regardless you're however big, regardless of however intellect you are, regardless of whatever you have the biggest kingdom, the greatest power, the greatest Mahadev Bhakt, still you can defeat him provided you make him do the wrong things. Now the other thing, what are they? So see, Ravan had a duty that Ramayana has to come to this world. Ramayana was only there because Ravan existed. Ravan was not there, you wouldn't get Ramayana. Everyone is talking Ram. Ram is there because Ravan was there. So are you not thankful to Ravan?
I am thankful to Ramayana. I am saying whatever it is written, the battle was there. Rama defeated the Ravana. The same way.
Correct.
Same way, in current civilization, if we have Rama and Ravana in both in our mind, how to defeat Ravana?
There are many ways to defeat Ravana, right? Main thing is why Ravana is building into your system is when you run away from the truth. जब तक हम सत्य से भागता है, उतना whenever that you do, slowly Ravan will build up.
Then what is Satya?
Satya means what the truths which I need to know in life. For example, if you're a son, your truth is to be the best son you can be and not expect anything from your parents. When you do that, you're in calmness only. But when you expect that मैं ऐसा बेटा हूँ और मेरा माँ पिता ये करना, and when they don't do that, then you slowly get irritation, pain, anger, then you slowly become Ravan. So whenever you are taking any actions and whatever scenarios you're doing, what you got to understand here is that is a husband, a wife. There is certain truth for them. Once you cross that truth is when Ravan steps. A husband have a certain role. If you stay within the limit, there's no Ravan. If you cross and go have an affair with another girl after marriage, then you become Ravan. So whatever have a specific, now mother gives love, that is Rama's love. But when you overlove, you will create a Ravan. When you overcare, your child becomes a Ravan. That's what Ravan's mother did. Overcare, overprotect, yaar, jo bhi karna hai karo, I am supporting you. When parents are supporting their kids on a wronger level or a higher level, or whenever you over, when a mother does over, Ravan is created. When a mother doesn't balance, Ram is created. right? When a father shouts and thrashes the child, Ravan is created. When a father shouts his child to a limit, Rama is created. When a husband doubts the wife too much and goes and hangs around with every other girl or getting to alcohol, getting to intoxication, Ravan is created. When you go and do an imbalance, Rama is created. So it is about the actions which you take and anything what you over. So I'm bringing your concepts about this on Ramayana to the real simple life, that anything what you over, Ravan is created. To summarize the whole thing, what I'm trying to say. So a brother has a role. Stick to the role, no? A father has a role. No. A father wants his son to go to US because his uncle has sent his son to US. When you don't have the financial thing, Ravan is created either in the son or within you, where a financial hit will happen. So don't see Ravan as an individual. See it as energy, right? It is an energy which is making you think and feel in a negative perspective. Any energy, any emotions, any actions gives you negative hit is Ravan, teaching you how to be Ram. There again, Ravan also is Ram because he's teaching you how to be Ram.
So from your summary, I found out that whatever you do, stick to your role and find a balance. Ravana was very intelligent person. He was master of in every aspect. That is why he got 10 heads. मैं एक जेनरिक इंसान की बात कर रहा हूँ. अगर उसको बैलेंस लाना है, अब इंटेलेक्चुअलिटी हर किसी में डिफरेंट होता है. सो हाउ डू आई फाइंड दैट मेरे अंदर का जो रावणा है उसका इंटेलेक्चुअलिटी कितना है एंड मेरा राम का इंटेलेक्चुअल इतना बढ़ाना है ताकि आई कैन डिफेंड माय इंटेलेक्चुअलिटी एंड हैव पॉजिटिव इन बैलेंस.
Got it. So when you talk about balance, for a positive life, which I believe, which is my core concept of life is all positive, which means that every answer can be found in these 5 aspects. This is a human level I'm bringing to the point. You have relationship, you have education, you have health, you have finance and love. So you have relationship. Now you'll ask me, how do I figure this out? It's very simple. When a baby is born, you have only a mother and father relationship. No health. If your parents take care of you, you have health. If they don't, your health is gone. You don't have any education. So generally what life is teaching you is that is relationship is the first priority thing which you have. Then you go to school. Education steps into your life. Then you go into after 8th, 9th grade. You take over health. Mama मुझे पता है क्या खाना है. Mama मुझे पता है कैसे देखना है. So you take over health from your parents. Then you get a job, which is finance. Then you get love, which is wife, God's love, and all that things comes after that. So if you naturally look, these are the 5 aspects which a human being has to work on in general. There is nothing else more from my perspective, because everything revolves around these 5. And however you bring any concept for a human being, you can link to any of these 5 aspects. Is this in balance? Is the first question. For example, as a student, if you're a youth, is my mother happy with me or not? Second thing, do I have any problems in life? For example, this is the process. Any mess you are in life or any trouble you're facing, go in this process, solution will be given to you. First, is my mother, father happy, or is it a family issue, or is it a wife issue? Is it a child issue? Go fix it. Now, how do you fix it? Do you have the knowledge for it? So if you have a knowledge, so once you have a negative experience, go find the knowledge for it. So once you get the knowledge, you know the answers of how to solve this problem. Then you need health. Do I have the power? Do I have the physical health or the mental health to fix this problem? And once you do that, you will get finance also, right? Which is money. So for example, what I say, if your relationship, education and health is in balance, money will surely come. I can guarantee and tell you. But many people go after money, throwing relationship. Getting after money, throwing up health, right? And then obviously, when you have a relationship, education in balance, you'll get a proper wife. God will come to you. Many people are going towards God when you have 3 or 4 of these things in unbalance. Many people are even getting married when you have 4 of this. So your marriage is going to mess up anyways. So what you have to do here is, if you want to get that Rama within you, you see, when you're born, you have Rama and Raman with you. How do you above that go reduce the Ravan and go increase the Rama? Is improve in these 5 aspects, which means if I'm a son, am I improving being a better son? If I have this much of marks, 80% marks I'm getting, am I making 85? Right? If I have health, I can walk 1 kilometer. Can I make 1.5 kilometer? So when you start working on these factors, surely you will get a job. Surely people will call you for a job. Because your relationship might give you a job, or your education might give you a job, or your health or your fitness or the way you look, way you present might give you a job. These three things are the things which is giving you a job or a finance or whatever it is. So if your parents are happy with you, they're going to pray for you, that prayer might give you a job. If you have education with you, so what is education? You're praying Saraswati Mata only. So if you naturally look at it, if you genuinely work on relationship on these three factors, money is going to come. So what we do, is this in balance? Or am I running after one thing more? Many ladies are there. I always say, if you over involve in your brother's life, after marriage, Ravan is around the corner only. You will see all ladies who are involved in the brother's life after marriage keeps crying only. I said, why? Marriage, she's gone. It is some other problem. My brother. Whichever brother fought for the brother after marriage, generally you will see is that is, or sister is crying only. So that you're creating Ravan. So these 5 things in balance, improve every day. Many people after getting the first job, done with education. God will say, done with promotion. Right? So there you're blaming God also. When you're blaming God, again you're Ravan. Because God is giving you the experience of Ravan so that you can become Ram. And when you start blaming the experience, which is negative, which is Ravan, then again you are being more of Ravan.
So you said that in starting of our conversation that Ravana was there for a positivity, did played a role negativity to teach a positivity to human being.
Perfect.
Right? So if you said that Ravana was there for creating a positivity, if it is there also in our mind to create a positivity, then how come negative is coming?
See, negative and positive is applicable for each human being if you don't take the negativity as a lesson. As I always say, a problem is only a problem if you see problem as a problem. A negativity is only a negativity if you see negativity as negativity. That same negativity, if you're seeing something life trying to teach you, that same negativity becomes a guru. Hence, negativity is no more a negativity because it is a guru teaching you about life.
But if I make Ravana as a guru,
Yes,
I will become a Ravana itself.
No, who's telling you to take his characteristics? If you go after a wife of a married man, you are destined to mess up your life.
Okay.
That's a learning experience. Now, many girls are hanging around with married guys, right? Many boys are hanging around with married girls. They're all Ravans only in some form or the other. But for me, after marriage, make sure I don't go after a married guy so that that Rama will come and kill me. So there Ravan is teaching me that not to go after a married guy's wife.
But in that time, when Ravana was there, he was enjoying, no?
That is what even many people are enjoying after married life with other partners also.
I have a Rama, I am a Ravana. Let me take into in the emotions itself.
Okay.
Right? I might be lust, I might be love.
Yeah.
So I am defining lust as a Ravana,
Yeah.
love as a Rama.
Rama. Okay.
A human being, loves a human being is a lust or love. In which context I want to define that this is Ravana and this is Rama if I don't have the knowledge. But how do I know that this is a lust and this is not this is love?
Very, very beautiful question, right? What happens is, now lust have so many levels, right? So let's not go to that so many levels. Let's make it very, very simple. If you can see every girl or a woman as your mother or sister, it's not lust. If you can see every woman or a girl as your mother or your sister, who's elder to you as a mother or elder sister or younger to this one, it is not lust. If you can see him as this one, it is Ramas or the love concept, which means you building up that relationship. When you shift a girl into a girl entity, which means it is for my entertainment purpose or it is for my sexual desire fulfillment purpose, or seeing it from that like the enjoyment, the word purpose, then it becomes lust. To make it very, very simple way, that's how you do it. On the love or the other side, there is a negativity in love also, right? For example, if you're loving someone with an expectation of return, it's never love, it's a contract. If you're loving someone because you love that person and I'm just doing the best of my service to them, regardless they love me or hate me, like Ravan's wife, that is love, right? So what I'm trying to make you understand here is but when you have an expectation return, that I'm loving, like some mothers, love because they're the mother. But some mothers love because my beta will take care of me later. If you're doing love from that, beta is not going to take care. He will become Ravan, or you'll have the Ravan experience because you've expected from love. What is real love? It is always one person, which is you. How do you love God? You never saw him, you never met him. It's your experience. And that experience, or that which could be spiritual or it could be physical or whatever it is, but you're still loving him, even though whatever bad happens to you. That is love. But when you cross the line and God has to give me this, my husband has to give me that, my child has to do certain thing, then that love also becomes Ravan.
Now let's decode